Rusev Day! Courtesy of Rusev, or Alexander Rusev, as he was once called. Okay, here's the best way to describe Rusev's entire 2017. It was a good guy trying so hard to be a villain and failing miserably at that because he really wanted to be a good guy. Yeah, at the end of 2016, Rusev was in this feud with Enzo and Big Cass, and that was the moment I realized Enzo and Big Cass's career, they're done as faces for me. Like, let's see, Rusev, the reason why this whole feud started was because Rusev was pissed off, and rightfully so, when Enzo Amore flirted with Lana completely naked. Sexually harassed, and, you know, not a dad joke about a guy's weight and pissing off a crazy SJW who is very crazy. I will not mention her name, but you can look up H3H3 Productions regarding that woman, and humongous. So, yeah, Rusev defends his wife's honor because, well, who wouldn't, and kicks Enzo in the groin, which was awesome. And like I said, everything Rusev's doing is righteous in my mind. Like, what's really making Rusev a bad guy? The fact that he wants payback for this man having the audacity to flirt naked in front of his wife, and yet Vince is like, nope, he's a villain still. He's a villain. You see, it's because he's foreign. And please no, I'm going to get into that a lot in this video. Yeah, so, yeah, and Jinder Mahal, yeah, I'll get to him soon, talks with, is also put into this feud because Enzo Amore pissed Jinder Mahal off and insulted him. So really, Rusev and Jinder have legitimate gripes with Enzo because Enzo's causing more problems and he's the good guy here. So, starting off Raw for 2017, Rusev teamed with Mahal in a 2-on-1 handicap match, defeating Big Cass. And over the next few weeks, they're still stuck in this horrible, horrible feud that no one really likes to talk about. And they would ultimately end it in a I believe it was a no DQ matchup between Rusev, Jinder Mahal, and Big Cass and Enzo Amore. I don't remember, but I do know Team Enzo and Cass won. That's disappointing. But Rusev would be added into the Royal Rumble match, where Rusev would enter at number 18, lasting over 20 minutes before being eliminated by Goldberg. I actually did like that moment because Rusev actually and Goldberg looked like they were going to have hinted at a potential feud during the build-up to Lesnar vs. Goldberg 2 at Survivor Series last year, and I was thinking, like, are they hinting at Rusev and Goldberg? Because that would be kind of awesome, as long as Rusev wins. But let's be honest, WWE Vince McMahon has a fetish for part-timers. But, yeah, I was thinking, like, are they going to do this? And no. They instead went ahead and just used Rusev as a crash test dummy for Goldberg's strength. Even though Goldberg had said just a few weeks ago that he had only one spear and one jackhammer in him, he speared Paul Heyman, jackhammered Rusev. There, he's done. Call it a career, everyone. We don't need to see Survivor Series. It's not going to be the disaster there was. Oh, God, they lied. So, yeah, he would last over 20 minutes. And after that, Rusev and Jinder Mahal had very, very much nothing to do. So, over the next few weeks, they would start to show more tension with Rusev and Mahal because Mahal and Rusev lost a tag team match with the New Day. Also, I will not be covering the New Day in their 2017 retrospective because it was ultimately depending on whoever wins the feud that happened all throughout 2017 mostly would ultimately get the video. So, yeah. So, then at Fastlane, for really right out of nowhere, Rusev and Mahal get into this argument, and Mahal says he wants to get back into singles matches. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Or so I thought. So did so many people. But Mick Foley, in the middle of a pay-per-view, books 2 matches. Big Show and Cesaro fight Rusev and Mahal. They got their asses handed to them. Yeah, and around this time, Rusev had this injury. Yeah, they had this injury. He had this injury which requires surgery, which is why he was wearing a protective mask throughout the early 2 months in 2017. So, yeah, and ultimately it got to a point where he had to get surgery. It didn't seem much because then during when Rusev was drafted to SmackDown as part of the Superstar Shakeup, Rusev sort of returned on April 25th and via satellite, and declared that he would not make his debut on SmackDown unless he was given a WWE Championship match at Money in the Bank pay-per-view on June 18th. And then a week later, Rusev still didn't get his demand, so he said he's going to confront Shane himself, and then they're going to do the match most likely, because that was the plan at one point. Until Billions of People market was open for some reason in India, so yeah, that match was ultimately scrapped. Nothing got resolved from that, causing Rusev to miss also Money in the Bank. Meanwhile, his wife Lana returns and fights Naomi, and then does nothing afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, regarding Lana, yeah, she also disappeared because, you know, Rusev and Lana are married, which Vince still might be pissed off about, because how dare they express their love for each other and want to get married. Yeah. And this is the timing where Rusev starts to go more is he a good guy or is he a villain? You see, after his request was not made, and he missed Money in the Bank because of this, he would ultimately return on July 4th, declaring interrupting Cena, who had just also returned, and revealed his new free agent status because so this would announce a flag match between the two. I did not watch that match. I was not interested, and I was in Colorado at the time, and I was on vacation. And as you know, I did not make any videos for that month. I was hoping to, but like I said, I just never had the time or the chance, and there was nowhere private I could make the video without causing a ruckus in the house. And there was also dogs and cats. So yeah. Rusev would fight Cena and lose, obviously, because it's Cena, we gotta make him look strong. I heard the match sucked, but then everyone started pointing out this Twitter post that he made after Battleground, where he just said, "I fought to the end." Yeah, and Ryan Delbert pointed this out. Why is he not a face? Because Rusev doesn't, because think about it. This looked like they're setting up a feud because America, fuck yeah, mentality, because, you know, foreigners are the devil, pretty much. El Diablo! Or whatever the term for devil, I had to use the classic El Diablo because that's the only term for devil I know, because it's been used so much in movies, but I never heard the Bulgarian word for devil. And if I did, I might have forgotten about it. So, yeah, moving on. Rusev never went after Cena again. Yeah, Cena would move on to fight Baron Corbin and ultimately ruin his career for a little bit, and then cause confusion for Baron Corbin's year. And then he would move on to, and then Cena would go to Raw. Yeah, I was expecting a feud would break out between Rusev and Cena, because, you know, their last feud was so successful, and by successful I mean the biggest load of fuck I've ever seen. Yeah. So, Rusev has nowhere to go, and just coincidentally, Randy Orton has nowhere to go. So Rusev, after the Battleground, would go ahead and fight Chad Gable, And surprisingly, it was a pretty awesome match. Yeah, it wasn't like match of the year quality, but it was like, wait, are they doing mat wrestling based skills? Wait, Chad Gable's actually doing something that doesn't involve just falling to Rusev's hands because they're clearly going to set him up for something else? What's going on? I'm frightened. Daddy Vince, quick, it's wrestling. It's evil. Mostly because your father was wrestling based and you're sports entertainment based because you still have daddy issues from your childhood. Even though ideally you shouldn't have. Anyways, Randy Orton would basically come challenge him. Yeah, Randy Orton basically kicked his ass at SummerSlam in 10 seconds. So, that happened. Rusev loses in 10 seconds. So, yeah, Rusev then says that he went, and then after some losses after that, he actually teamed up with Jinder Mahal, and Rusev straight to Jinder Mahal's face saying, "Look, I am not here to be your friend. I am not here for this. I am not here for that. My goal here is to win the WWE Championship from you eventually." And once again, I said to myself, and on Twitter, okay, so let's see if I get this straight. Rusev says this. He doesn't want to do any underhanded tactics with Jinder Mahal. And in fact, that he never did that at all in the match when the tag team match happened between Orton and Nakamura versus Rusev and Jinder Mahal, since around this time Nakamura was fighting Jinder, which sucked. But I'll get to that when I can. In fact, Jinder Mahal might be last because I was probably or second to last. I might have one guy who also proved why he is still the best in the world at what he does. But moving on. I gave you a big hint of who I'm talking about. So yeah, Rusev does this. He doesn't do any underhanded tactics, yet he's still considered a villain. Why? I like, for the next few weeks, I go ahead on Twitter and ask every single SmackDown when Rusev does something that a face would do. I keep saying, why is he a heel? And I just write in Vince's name and say, foreigners are evil. Because that's honestly the only legitimate reason I can find at this point. And even then, it's not even a legitimate reason. It's just Vince being xenophobic. So, yeah. So, yeah, and then Rusev jokingly makes jokes on Twitter where he says, "I'm heading back to Bulgaria, everyone. It was nice knowing y'all." And he didn't do that. He's clearly still in WWE. Well, at this point, I would think he should quit. No, I'll get to that also later, but I might have hope. So, yeah. Rusev then cuts an interview with Renee Young, or I'm pretty sure it was Renee Young, or just somebody else. Rusev explains that when he got home to Bulgaria, he went to rejuvenate, to rebuild himself, to find something for himself. When he got there, he was hoping for a warm reception from his family. They looked at him with disappointment. And Rusev vowed to regain his honor by taking out the legend killer and become a legend himself. Why in God's name is he not a face? No, seriously, why is he not a good guy here? Clearly they're doing something that regards him being a face, but Vince doesn't want to make it happen officially. So, yeah. And then this kickstarts yet a strange partnership. And I don't mean a bad one, I mean a strange one. Where Rusev, after Orton beat the living hell out of Aiden English, challenged him to another rematch at SummerSlam, which resulted in Aiden English inadvertently trying to get back in the ring. Okay, so yeah, here's the thing. They keep saying Aiden English intentionally tried to help him, but for what I can gather at best, Aiden English didn't even know what was going on. He was probably unconscious. And then he wanted payback on Orton, and Rusev just got benefited lucky on it. Rusev beats him with a kick to the head, Orton, and pins him within 10 seconds. And Rusev just goes into this euphoric attitude, circling around and cheering and laughing and like, oh my god, just make this guy a face! This clearly is gonna work. Why don't you just turn him face? Turn Orton heel! So, yeah. That, and then on the following Tuesday after that, he did the ceremony with Aiden English and the, quote, mayor of Bulgaria, of the mayor of this certain place in Bulgaria. Surprisingly, they used the name of the mayor. I don't know if that was the real mayor, but I could be wrong. So that does raise the question, why would they get him at this? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just hired an actor, but I'm surprised they got the name right. So, yeah, Orton being pissed off goes after Rusev, but I'll get to that in a second. And he was also decided to declare this specific local holiday as Rusev Day, prompting Aiden English to sing in his honor. However, before English could continue his wonderful performance, Rusev and English were attacked by Orton. Now, here's something I really loved more that says, turn this guy face. Like, at first you think they're still trying to make him a heel and failing miserably, and then they did this whole Rusev Day thing, and he was getting a little bit of heat. Then he did something that once again derailed all that build-up of heat he got, and made it more like, yeah, you're the good guy here. Rusev, when English is RKO'd by Orton, naturally the heel would have that window of opportunity to attack Orton by kicking him in the head. You would expect that. But that's not what happened. Rusev instead of taking that opening to take a shot at Orton and stand tall, he decides to go to the mayor and quickly get out of the ring in case he gets hurt, leading to Orton RKOing Rusev. How in God's name is he a heel? Nothing about him seems like a heel. Yes, he looks like a brute, but at the same time he's getting something shocking. He's getting a personality. He's not being portrayed as Umaga anymore. He's kind of going into this mixed status, except with more charisma. I want to say that one Russian-based wrestler, but the gimmick they had with Santino Marella sucked in my opinion, so I refuse to even acknowledge that existed, but sadly I have to. And Rusev has more charisma than that guy. I think it was Kozlov. Yeah, anyways. That was the day Rusev Day was announced, and later throughout SmackDown's remaining year, every day was Rusev Day, and the crowd started to love it. At first they were, this is not going to work, but every time Rusev was on the screen, and he just exuded charisma, everyone was like, Rusev Day! Rusev Day! Rusev Day! Rusev Day! And everyone loved it. Everyone wanted to see this happen. Like, yeah, turn the guy face. He's getting a huge positive reception, even though he really should have started turning face, like, after Battleground, or at least after SummerSlam. And here's the thing. It slated a match between Rusev and Orton one more time at Hell in a Cell. Around this time, there was reports that they might make it a no DQ last man standing match, which I would have been all for. But here's the confusing part. There was speculation, and it was said at house shows, Rusev was acting more like a face, and Ty Dillinger was acting like a heel. Why not just have both faces? Like, I get you, but like, you have two gimmicks that can work. 10, 10, 10. Rusev Day! Rusev Day! But Vince says, oh, you have to... So, yeah, this leads to my concern here. Vince basically is holding both guys hostage. It's like The Walking Dead, Season 3, A New Frontier. We have to choose in Episode 4 Do we let this character... Do we choose this character or this character? If we choose that character, they're going to die. But basically, that's how it's operating. If I pick with Rusev, I lose 10. I lose Ty Dillinger as a face. If I choose Ty Dillinger, I lose Rusev Day. It's either 10, 10, 10, or Rusev Day chance. So, yeah, for Vince, it says, oh, you want Rusev to turn face? You want Rusev to turn fucking face? Fine, then I'm taking something away from you guys. And Ty Dillinger later started to exhibit more heel qualities at house shows where he says, shut down the 10 chance. And I'm like, oh my god, they're really going to do this, aren't they? They're really... In fact, Ty Dillinger's last appearance up at that point was him showing up dressed up as 11 on a Fashion File skit. And then his final appearance was him losing to Jinder Mahal. Yeah. Of 2017, at least. So, yeah. Anyways. Rusev and Orton had a match at Hell in a Cell. It wasn't the last man standing match that I was hoping for. And I was also expecting a double turn to happen. Orton turns heel, Rusev turns face. Because Orton was saying in interviews, yeah, I hate being a face. I don't like it. I want to change. I'm sick of this. And Vince, for some reason, says, no! You are a good guy. You've been around for so long. Unless you're Brock Lesnar, you have to be a good guy. Because that's how it works, right? That's how it works, right? So, Rusev and Orton both lose this feud. Yeah, I know Orton wins the match and wins the feud by a technicality, but let's be honest, nobody won a thing. Rusev doesn't win a thing. Orton doesn't win a thing. Like, okay, maybe Rusev with the Rusev Day chant starting, but Orton, yeah, he doesn't win. So really, they should just let Rusev win, at least give him some momentum. And then Rusev was joining in on the war against Raw for Under Siege, leading to Rusev kicking somebody in the head, and then going all gangster-like a little bit, jumping on the desk, screaming and giving orders, like, and that hoodie he was wearing, and that hat he was wearing, I was like, Rusev, are you trying to be gangster right now? That's not gonna work. I'm like, it's funny, but I don't think you're gonna be seen as intimidating, especially with you acting all crazy-like. And over the next several weeks heading into Survivor Series, Rusev kept trying to be part of Team SmackDown. He wanted to represent his team. Even if he had to work with Orton, who he just had finished having a feud with. And all throughout this week, they kept putting more members on the team. One more spot was left. Nah, he's not on the team. No. You want to know who they put on the team? Let's see. Rusev got nothing at that show. He wasn't at it at all. Because fuck him, right? Because Rusev's foreign. Therefore, he's evil. No. They instead got Bobby Roode and Nakamura, John Cena, Randy Orton, and Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon was assigned. Randy Orton, I believe, was assigned. John Cena was assigned. Bobby Roode had to win a match. Yeah, he had to. So yeah, he had to fight Nakamura and ultimately fail. So yeah, and Rusev had admitted. And originally, Rusev was supposed to fight for that match, and he thought he won by default. But no, he can't do that. He can't be part of the match. You see, this is an all-face team. We can't have a one heel, even though he's acting like a good guy in every sense of the word, because he's a foreigner, and we already have a foreigner to make our market look good. Isn't that right, Nakamura? So, yeah, that sucked for him. Then he starts this feud with the New Day, and ultimately, oh god, okay, could you have really imagined, could you really imagine the New Day and Rusev and Aiden English working something out? Like, I thought when this was happening, I was like, oh dear god, just turn the guy face and don't waste it on this potential here just to keep the New Day fresh. since they have nothing to do right now since the Uso feud is over. For now, at least. So, yeah. On December 5th episode of SmackDown Live, Rusev and English defeated the New Day, and that earned them a spot in the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships at Clash of Champions. And then the following week, Rusev and English defeated the Usos in a non-title match, but sadly failed to win the titles at the event. And I was really wishing... And Rusev was awesome in that match. Everyone's chanting, Rusev Day! Rusev Day! Rusev Day! Because everyone was loving Rusev at this point. He was getting hot with this momentum with the Rusev Day gimmick. And I thought I would never have to see that. But it's here. It's happening. Turn the guy face. Like, do it. You have no choice. Oh, wait, you technically do, but if you don't want to do it, you'll be seen as an incomprehensible dick. Even though history has shown that lately. So, yeah, Rusev Day was over. Aiden English was getting over because of it, so he was benefiting off of it. So, then on, like, let's see, on the Christmas special of SmackDown Live, Rusev dresses up as Santa and fights the New Day with Aiden English, ultimately lose, but the way Rusev was acting, like, it wasn't that cringe-worthy kind of gimmick he was doing. It was like, oh my god. Oh my god, he's actually putting in effort. He's actually putting in the effort in something that he really should not be putting in the effort in. Oh my god, like, this guy's the only guy here. Well, okay, the New Day and Aiden English were also trying, but Rusev, after years of being screwed over, whereas Aiden English so far has not been given a chance, so they haven't given him a chance yet. And the New Day, who have been main event guys, practically as a team, he's the one putting in more effort than all of them. Oh my god! Just push this guy already! Push him! And then after that, Rusev and English would once again try to become #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships. And Rusev once again, and fans were chanting, "We want Rusev," when English was in the ring. "We want Rusev! We want Rusev! We want Rusev!" And like I said, yeah, put Rusev in that ring. Get him in there. Do it. So, yeah, Rusev and English are going ahead. We're so close. And it was almost like when Rusev had I'm trying to remember who the two guys were. I think one was Big E and the other was one of the Usos. No, not the Usos. I don't think it was Chad Gable or Shelton Benjamin. Yeah. No, wait. Yeah, I think it was both members of the New Day, was it? I don't remember. But Rusev had them in this double accolade, and I was like, you know what? Tap, please, just tap. Unfortunately, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin stopped that from happening and ultimately win the match. Wow. And at the end of the year, yeah, that was the end of the year for him. He ends up with a horrible storyline, comes out looking the most popular guy on the roster. And here's the thing, Dolph Ziggler had resigned as US champion as part of a storyline. Unfortunately, he did not quit under protest. Even though I was really hoping for that, because at this point he should. But, Rusev was not added to the tournament. Aiden English was. And then a report came out that, and and this is what surprised me. Rusev might be turning face soon in 2018. Yes! This is really happening. Rusev might be actually turning face because Rusev Day's over with fans. And Aiden English will go to the dark side, officially confirmed, and they would fight over the U.S. Championship, but Rusev will somehow win the title even though he's not in the tournament, so I think they're going to pull an injury angle with Aiden English. But I was like, yes! They're finally doing it! They're going to do Rusev turning face! Like, Yeah, I was doing Vince. If you seriously back out on this, you will lose fans because, like people were saying that Rusev needs to be a centerpiece for SmackDown for 2018. Like, he's still popular with fans. Just go forward with it. Put him in the main event scene. But for every reason I had every reason to be pessimistic. Like, I wrote this on Bleacher Report on Ryan Delwood's 10 count article where it talks about Rusev being a possible centerpiece for SmackDown Live heading into 2018. I said this: as much as I want Rusev to be a major centerpiece on SmackDown in 2018, Vince will be adamant in not doing it, and when Rusev Day reaches an all-time high, Vince will order it dead in his tracks, along with Walk with Elias, since that's also getting over. To those who don't believe that would happen, here's a track record. Cesaro getting over in 2014, turn him heel and have him stop doing the spin, because that was a good idea. The one fall chant, yeah, Vince ordered the announcer to not stop when he says one fall to get the audience to chant it. No, kill that. He hates it. Even though it's either that or beach balls. I'm afraid I've got some bad news by Bad News Barrett. It's getting popular. Get rid of it. We gotta keep him a heel, even though Barrett was saying he'd turn him face. Bo Dallas, back in 2014, he's getting organically over with his whole Believe gimmick. Bring Bryan into Money in the Bank and kickoff, and basically not really be focusing on his health, more like just bury him on the mic. Yeah, that's the only reason why Bryan was at Money in the Bank. It wasn't to talk about his surgery, even though that was the reason, but reality-wise, Vince ordered Bryan to bury Bo Dallas on the guys that it would make him a better heel. Somehow. Sami Zayn, he's getting over. Okay, quick. Make him a doofus backstage because he has heat for some reason. We probably just hate him. Kevin Owens back in 2015. Remember when he beat Cena clean? Elimination Chamber? Okay, remember that match they had a month later at Money in the Bank 2015? And it ended the way it did? Originally, Triple H, and at the time it was approved, wanted Kevin Owens to do that apron powerbomb, but have a referee stop the match and declare Kevin Owens the victor. Nope, they couldn't do that because, you want to know why? And this is the most idiotic reason. Okay, and this is my dramatization of what Vince was thinking. He beat Cena clean, and because of that, merchandise sales for John are down by 2 whole points! LOL, Cena wins! Yeah, that was the reason. Because Cena's sales merchandise was not as high as it usually is, that somehow constitutes Cena winning the feud in the end. It can't be because just the night after Elimination Chamber he used a cancer kid to trademark his little hustle, loyalty, respect gimmick. Oh, no. Or any other charity and equals getting popular thing promos he conducted back in 2014, that in no way might have had a contributing factor. Cena's safe events, even though there are times that Cena might not actually be the guy he thinks he is. Ryan Ward being lead writer of SmackDown Live. It's making Raw look bad. Demote him and replace him with Road Dogg. That's the only reason I think Ryan Ward was demoted, because he wanted to make the show better. He wanted to kick Raw's ass. No, I can't handle that. Vince McMahon, I can't handle that. It's triggering me. Bray Wyatt, not my idea, damn it. Screw him over. Yeah, considering how Bray Wyatt's career has been, I'm pretty sure that's the only reason why Vince did it. Since he was a Dusty Rhodes creation, and a Bray Wyatt creation, and indirectly a Triple H creation. And then also, his other screw job was with James Ellsworth to a somewhat extent. He has a bigger merchandise sale than Lesnar, Reigns, and Goldberg. Turn him heel and later make him a transsexual character and face Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania, which was actually a plan at one point, and I've already covered that in the Clash of Champions build-up video. I do not want to go back to ranting on that. That's why I did not want to talk about James Ellsworth 2017 whatsoever. Yeah, so I was worried. Really, and I kind of still am, because because everyone thought there was going to be a double turn at Hell in a Cell. They didn't go forward with it. So plans can change, but I really hope this is the one plan they don't change, because there's a lot of opportunities with Rusev being a face. But yeah, I was like, heading, like, and like I said, still am worried that Rusev Day and Walk with Elias is going to get so popular with fans, and when it reaches this all-time high, Vince is going to kill it, because he hates it. He hates when something gets over. Or at least, and here's the most backed up, fucked up thing possible. Bad News Barrett was Vince's idea. Vince created it. He has an opportunity to actually rub in Triple H's face, say, see, I'm not the senile old man that everyone says he is, says I am. He has an opportunity to do that. Nope. It's popular. We can't turn, but like, wait, sir, why don't we just turn him face? Blasphemy! He is foreign. Yes, he's from the UK, and we tend to make UK wrestlers more popular, but he looks like an evil man. Make him a heel. And I'm like, oh god. Just turn Barrett face. You screwed it up already. Don't ruin Rusev. And just like all these other guys, he screwed them over pettiest reasons ever, because he himself doesn't like it. Cesaro he finds boring. The one fall chance, even though it got the fans more involved with the show instead of throwing beach balls and distracting the show and not taking focus on it. Nope, you can't do that because you yourself don't like it. Bo Dallas getting over organically with the whole Believe gimmick when he has this undefeated streak going on. Nope, we can't do that. Sami Zayn. Oh, he's getting popular. Make him a doofus backstage and then turn him heel. Yeah. Kevin Owens during his feud with Cena. Oh, merchandise sales are down for John after that one match he lost in. And not because of any scummy things he did. Have Cena win every feud. Ryan War being lead writer, he's making Raw look bad. So, yeah, you can see why I was so pessimistic when Rusev was getting over. Because Vince doesn't like them. Vince doesn't like any of these guys, especially Rusev being an NXT guy. That's also against him. So, yeah, if Rusev Day is killed by Vince because I don't like it, he's foreign, or because he needs to be a heel, even though he's fighting to be a face, just like Barrett did, I want Rusev on TV, just shoot on the microphone, and then and say Vince told him not to say Rusev Day anymore, and then just ultimately drop the mic after saying, fuck this company, walk out. I would legitimately like that. Because, okay, I know some people might say, oh, but he'll take his ball and go home, and you know, that's one of the worst things you can do. Did you also kind of think that maybe Vince should have seen this coming? If that such an event happened, Cody Rhodes left. They've lost all these other talented guys. Neville left. Austin Aries was fired because creative had nothing for him because Vince is oppressive. Cody left. Let's see, and that was just the last year between 2016 and 17. Barrett left. Yeah. Most of the Nexus members are gone. Punk left. Yeah, the only Nexus member that still remains is Heath Slater and Bryan. Yeah. So, yeah. So pardon me if I'm a little concerned about Rusev Day and Walk with Elias. So, yes, that was interesting. So, Rusev Day hopefully will be a great success and get him to finally cross the light of goodness. And we finally do something awesome with Rusev. Make him a main event guy. Push him to the title like you gave it to Jinder Mahal. Which also made people joke, say, oh, if Aiden English is partnering with Rusev now, does that mean he's going to get a WWE Championship run? Because he would actually do better than Jinder Mahal did. So, yeah. That would be awesome. And I can't wait to see if Rusev does finally be allowed to go all the way with this gimmick. Then under the guise of he's a heel, so he has to do heel things even though he's not doing anything heel. So yeah, I'm hoping for a huge career rejuvenation. Fans want it, I want it, writers want it. Heck, even Rusev joked on Twitter saying, hey, if Cena can go ahead, go to Raw and SmackDown, hey, why not Rusev Day every day on Raw and SmackDown? Which is funny. And plus, it's because it's Cena. He has more power than you. And plus, Vince loves him to death. Most likely literally, but still. So, those were my thoughts on Rusev's 2017. Happy Rusev Day to all. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for more. And I have now been woken.